Now this topic, let's talk about the sum of n terms of a sequence. We know that this is given as the sequence, right? Let's say the sequence has 1, 3, 5, 7, 9 and 11. That goes like that. All right, so when I say Tn, what do you mean by that? There are n terms in this. Let's suppose I say T3. What do you mean by that? 1, 3 and 5. The sequence ends here. Why is that? Because there are 3 terms I'm talking about. All right, so if you say T5 like that with a bracket, basically there are how many terms in this? Like 1, 3, 5, 7 and 9. So that's how it ends. It ends there because I'm talking about 5 terms of that sequence, nothing much. Okay, that's a finite sequence which ends, and that's an infinite sequence which does not end. We understand so much. Now we're talking about the sum of the first n terms of sequence. Let's talk about it. What exactly is that? Let's say I'm talking about Sn. What do you mean by that? It is nothing but adding all the terms, like say 1 plus 3 plus 5 plus 7 plus 9 plus 11 plus 13, and it keeps on going like that. Till when? Till the last term, Tn. Okay, now what do you mean by S2? It means adding the first 2 guys, that is 1 plus 3. That's it. Okay, can I write this in more general terms? Yeah, this guy is called T1, this guy is called T2, this guy is called T3, and that's how it goes. This T4, that's T5, isn't it? There's the first term, second term, that's it. So if I'm talking about S2, I can also write this in more general terms as S2 as T1 plus T2. That's it. So what do you mean by S1 then? It is only T1. What do you mean by S4? It means T1 plus T2 plus T3 plus T4. Okay, that's what we understand by sum of 4 terms. Add the first 4 terms of the sequence. That's it. So let's go ahead and try to understand this a little more. If I say find the sum of 4 terms of that sequence, I'm just adding 1 plus 3 plus 5 plus 7. That goes like 16. So that's called S4. Nothing much, isn't it? So similarly, if I have to find S3, I'm supposed to add what? The first 3 terms, that is 1 plus 3 plus 5. That goes like 4 plus 9, that 5 is 9. S3 is nothing but 9. Good enough. Thus we understand in more particular terms. Now we'll go ahead and try to understand this whole concept and build a formula, all right, for general terms, or general terms basically, to find the sum of the sequence. Let's go ahead. I can write S1 is what? In this case 1. If I take these terms, S1 is given as T1. Why is that? Because 1 here is T1, isn't it? In this particular case, I'm using a sequence. If I'm not using a sequence, I'm supposed to use this. Okay. What is S2 then? S2 is like 1 plus 3 in this case. Then what is S2 in this case? It is nothing but T1 plus T2. It means the first 2 terms. In a particular case, the first 2 terms. Nothing much. Then what is S3? S3 is 1 plus 3 plus 5. In that case, S3 would be T1 plus T2 plus T3. That's how it goes. It's a very simple concept. Now, look at this pattern, because here is where we have general terms, right? In this pattern, when you have S3 here, you have 1, 2, 3. The last number here is 3. When you have S2 here, you have 1 and 2. It means you're basically adding 2 terms. What do you mean by S5 then? It is like T1 plus T2 plus T3 plus T4 plus T5. It means the number here is 5, the number here is 5. It means I'm adding the first 5 terms of the sequence. So what do you mean by Sn then? Look at that. Sn is given as T1 plus T2 plus T3 plus T4 plus T5. Till when? If I know that was 5, it ended till 5. If I know it is 3, it ended at 3. If I know it is n, it'll end at Tn. That's all about it. All right. In fact, what are those dots basically? Let's suppose I have S10 now. You know what it means is ST1 plus T2 plus T3 plus T4. Then writing all of them, what we do is we just write dots. There is something in between. Then I write T9 plus T10. That's what it means. It means between this and this, there are 10 terms. What it means here is like from between T1 and Tn, there are n terms. So I can say that is the general formula to find the sum of the sequence. That's all about it.